Hi everybody, it's almost Thanksgiving. If you have a job that allows for a holiday break, you may well be on it by now. If not, thank you for working all around the holidays for everybody because that's tough. It's tough to have to go to work when it's actually a holiday and so many are off. Anywho, we are making one of our side dishes. It's one I have been making for years. It's one I got introduced to when I was a kid because my stepmom would make it and I loved it. And I wish they were here to help us like they were supposed to be, but things happen, COVID and everything, so it's just safer. We decided to just do the Zoom Thanksgiving, but I'm still going to be making the sweet potato casserole because it's so good. Let's get to it. It's time for another episode of Cooking with Kaitlin. That's me. Enjoy. Alright, so I've already peeled the sweet potatoes. And I'm just going to cut them into chunks because we're going to boil them so I can mash them for our casserole. So we're just doing that as the water's starting to boil. We just want them in chunks like this so that they'll boil around the same time and then be easier to mash. So we're just going to do that. And then, can you guys see the pot kind of back there? Got that. I'm just going to put them in that pot right there. So yeah, that's the first step. We've already peeled them and just cutting them. They are so much harder to cut than a regular potato, well, than a white potato. White potatoes cut so quickly and smoothly. Sweet potatoes just got more density to them, I guess. Alright, so I'm just going to get them in this, and then we'll check back after they have boiled and gotten nice and soft. Alright, so we just drained our sweet potatoes. We're going to make our streusel real quick. Got a little over a cup, about maybe a cup and a half of chopped pecans. 1 stick of melted butter. A cup of packed brown sugar. And a cup of flour. Very similar to the pumpkin pie streusel. And we just blend it all together. All right, we're going to set that to the side and get everything ready for our sweet potatoes. Hang tight. All right, so we've got our 4 sweet potatoes all nicely done. Gonna add, so we're going to do, I can just do it all at once. Got a cup of sugar, a cup of butter that we've mainly melted, but it's fine, it'll all melt with the heat. Add 2 eggs. We preheated our oven to 375. We need 4, ooh, that is loud. Sorry guys. 4 tablespoons of milk. All right. And then our last ingredient, guys, it's all just flying everywhere. I am excited. Is vanilla. Just do 1 teaspoon of that. Then we're going to use our hand mixer and get it all blended. Alright, move this stuff out of the way. And then, just like we did with the pumpkin pies, we're going to add just a bit of the streusel into it. Not all of it, but somewhere between 1/4 and 1/3 and add in there. Get those flavors going and blending. So this recipe, you can add marshmallows to it as well if you want. It would not be how my stepmom makes it. And if you were, I'd recommend putting a few of them in for the blending, and then they go on top at the very last second. So if you're making it ahead, you would not put marshmallows on there until you're reheating it. And even then, just for the last like 5 to 10 minutes, you're reheating it. But I would also blend some in here if you were going to add them, if you have people who want marshmallows in their sweet potatoes. It's very typical in Southern families. Not as typical elsewhere in the country, but I bring it up for that reason because I've definitely loved marshmallow sweet potatoes, but this became kind of Thanksgiving for me for so long. So I've had to kind of blend sometimes if we've got people coming who want marshmallows. So just throwing that out there. All right, let me get the casserole dish. This is just a 1.5 quart. we're going to top it with all the rest of our streusel. Getting that all over there. This is going to be a thick coating of streusel all on the top of it. Then we're going to bake it for another 15 minutes. And again, this is good for a couple of days before you have to serve it. And then it's good for, a few days in the fridge after that. This is so delicious. It's basically like having dessert as part of your entree, which is the best. And if you're making ahead like I am and you're going to reheat, you'd want to actually let it sit out of the fridge for maybe 20 minutes before you reheat it. Let it get a little closer to room temp. It'll help it kind of reheat more evenly if you do it that way. All right, I'm gonna wash my hand before I put it back in. But then we're gonna put this in for about 15 to 20 more minutes, and then it's good. Be good for Thanksgiving Day for us. Check in then. Guys, it's ready. It's gonna be all kind of, well, maybe not. Maybe I gave you guys enough birth. All right, but look at it. Oh, it smells so good. It'll be hard not to eat it before Thanksgiving. Anyway, bon appetit.